Hi guys, welcome back. I know it's been too long. I'm back today to talk about nursing school some more. Last time I talked about school was when I applied for spring semester USF. So I applied for fall 2020. The deadline was March 1st and it was just a matter of resubmitting my documents, just clicking. So I was like, why not reapply, right? So I reapplied to USF Sacramento Extension and I didn't get in again. I know, right? So, I was feeling really discouraged about that. On top of that, let me take you through some of the background regarding why I just applied there. So, also in January, at the beginning of January, I took my T's. I'm not going to tell you what I scored because I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't study and I didn't remember science. Like, sometimes when you learn things, you learn them to test on them and then you get rid of them. So that's kind of like what happened with me in science. So I didn't score well in the science portion. And a lot of it is A&P and some of it is chemistry. I also didn't take chemistry. Well, I took chemistry, but I didn't finish. And see, the thing is, some schools require chemistry and some schools don't. And in most cases, it's just a prerequisite to get into A&P. So I didn't need it because I took my science classes at a school in LA. Now, so I didn't do so well on the T's. Now, back to other things. Science courses. So I took my science courses at an accelerated school in LA where you can take one class over the course of 1 month and it's every weekend for 1 month. And then you have the whole class. So last year, May, I drove to LA every weekend for A&P 1. I took June off. I had stuff going on. July, I took microbiology. In August, I took A&P 2. So last summer, I finished all my science classes. So prior to me taking these science classes, I checked the articulation grid at ARC. That's one of my community colleges. And it was on there. So it was like, articulation grid basically stipulates these are the schools that we accept courses from. And my science courses were on there. So I was like, okay, cool. I can take my classes here. They will be accepted here. So I took my T's so that I could apply for ARC because I met the criteria. And then at ARC, it's a little different program. You have to come and meet with the counselor before you can submit your application. So I did that. And upon meeting with the counselor, she said, oh, the course numbers are different. Let me look into accepting these science classes. And I'm like, what do you mean? Look into it. Like, you guys' website say that you accept them. So long story short, they didn't end up accepting them. They said that my lab hours weren't enough lab hours because I had 50 lab hours. And according to community college, the number of lab hours is 90, which is kind of ridiculous because in LA, the school is legit. It's a PA school, to be specific, but we had cadavers. We had a hologram body that we dissected. We did legit labs. Our final was on, taking apart the cadaver and, demonstrating the parts of the body, like the bones, the muscles, the heart. We had our hands in dead bodies every weekend. So it was kind of appalling to me that they didn't accept my sciences because I know for a fact they're not doing none of that at community college. But it is what it is. So I wasn't fortunate enough to apply at any other community colleges in my city because they won't accept my sciences. And also, this little tidbit, I didn't even have enough points to apply at Sac City. Even if they would have accepted my sciences at Sac City, I didn't have enough points because what no one tells you, or maybe they tell you and maybe you just don't listen. Maybe I just didn't listen. Is you got to be excellent to even get in the lottery. You have to be excellent. You have to get high 80s or 90s on your T's. You need to have straight A's in your sciences. You need to have straight A's in your other prerequisites. You also need to be a veteran. You also need to be disabled. You need to know how to speak another language. I was not it's amazing how many things you have to even get in the lottery pool. It's honestly really discouraging. And so after what happened at ARC and after not getting the USF, I started feeling like maybe nursing is not for me. And my friend and I, we were kind of like having the same thoughts, and we're kind of like being discouraged. Also, with all this corona stuff going on, is more discouraging because it's like they cancel nursing school for the people that are already in. So that's just gonna push everything back. So the people that was supposed to be finishing this year, they're not gonna finish till next year. So if you was on apply, you ain't even gonna get in for a while, a cycle, right? So that is also discouraging. But when I was at work the other day, there's like this billboard that says stuff, the announcement board that says different stuff every day, and it said, if the plan doesn't work, change the plan, not the goal. So I was like, okay, all right, I just need to regroup, right? So then in the meantime, I just went off and I made a list of schools that I could possibly apply to, different counties, some private, some community, maybe they would be accepting. So I made a list of schools that I could apply to, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna apply to them. And then 2, I was like, well, I'm not one that likes to like have idle time. So I'm like, okay, so in the meantime of me applying to these schools and all of this pandemic stuff going on, let me see what else I could do. Let me see what else I can get under my belt, because what if I can get another degree and then try to get in a master's program as opposed to a bachelor's program? So that had me thinking, like, I believe all things work together, right, for whatever divine purpose is going to ultimately happen. So, maybe that was the thing. I told my friend Chelsea, I was like, maybe all this is happening because I ain't supposed to be no BSN. Maybe I'm supposed to be an MSN, So recently I started looking into like a bachelor's arts and ethnic studies, because if you know me, it's my passion. So so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna keep applying to places, but in the meantime, I'm just gonna be working on that. Because it wouldn't hurt, right? Also, I'm currently enrolled in 3 online classes because I feel like this. Let me give you this gem. I like online classes. Some people say, oh, I have to learn in the classroom or I won't learn. Some of the stuff you don't really need. It's just like hoops they have you jump over. So why not take a class of things that you'll never use again? Like I'm in U.S. history, interpersonal communications, and human lifespan development. I don't need to retain this. So like, why not take it at home or whenever I can get it done online? So like this pandemic has our community college switching everything to online. I'm going to take PE online and see what they make me do. I'm going to take statistics online too, because maybe I could cheat. Anyways, so that's what's been going on with me. Also, I just encourage everyone to start something, especially the pandemic, we're sheltered in place. Start something that you want to do, because everything that I've started, everything that I've restarted, I wish, dang, I would have started a long time ago. I would be this much further. So it's like my message to everyone is just to capitalize on this downtime. Like, what could you be doing? Like, you know what I mean? So that you come out on top, so you don't come out overweight. Like, dang, I was in the house for 3 months. I could have done so much stuff. Like, I'm so glad that I decided to pile on all them classes, because what else am I doing besides binge watching Netflix? So, but also something that made me less discouraged about not getting into school is, I'm going to keep it real with you. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I didn't even apply myself on my T's, and that was my fault. Sometimes, like, and I'll go back to, like, I was feeling defeated, but a lot of this is my fault. I did not give it 1,000%. If I legitimately gave it 1,000%, I would probably be in a better predicament. But I didn't. I didn't give. It's hard when you're spread kind of thin. But I should have studied more for my T's, and so I'm thinking about retaking my T's, and just studying this time. And we don't always get everything that we're supposed to have the first, second, or the third time. Sometimes we're being taught to be resilient. So Also, that's what I'm trying to consider right now. So I just wanted to make this video to you guys, for you guys, so that we could just share, because I know like a lot of LVNs feel how I feel. Like, it's really hard for us. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think it should be, because no disrespect to the people that don't already have a license, but we're LVNs. Like, we know a lot of the workflow, we know a lot of the requirements. We have a lot of the professionalism already. I kind of feel like we should come in one up on people, because there are very few things that separate us from being RNs, and that should be an advantage to us, especially when applying to schools. I should be able to check double the boxes if I'm an LVN. But anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about today. I just wanted to encourage everybody. And yeah, so that's where I'm at. I'm not into RN school yet, but I don't feel defeated. I'm not going to change the goal. I'm just going to change the plan. And you know what else, you guys? The other day, I went to my dad's house and my sister was there. And my sister is in an RN program in another state. And she was studying, like, they have some type of online setup. She was studying, and she has like a 4-month-old baby, and her baby was crying, and she kind of was doing that. And I was like, dang, that's crazy. Like, I have no excuse not to study for my T's. My sister works. My sister has kids. She has a newborn baby, and she's in school. And then there's me and Marley, who don't bother me at all. Like, I don't have excuses. And you probably don't have legitimate excuses either. So let's all just make a step to capitalize on our pandemic downtime and not change the goal, but change the plan. Okay, thanks, guys.